What exactly is inside of a Trump store? My name is Evan Edinger, and I left the US about 13 years ago, so I'm curious to see how the country has changed in the last 13 years. Seems quite a lot. We're gonna head into this place and see what exactly they got on for sale and what it's saying about America in general. Oh boy.
Though I had no idea just what was in store for me within the Trump store, one thing I did know before walking in: Tennessee is an open carry state, meaning there's a high chance someone in the store would have a gun on them. So my first plan of action as I was filming this was to immediately blend in like I was one of them.
Hello.
Pausing here, you might think Trump and MAGA socks are a bit unhinged, but this is only the merch that's right by the entrance. This is incredibly tame compared to some of the merch in the back of the store. Hairy Trump caps, Trump beanies, socks, and bracelets are pretty par for the course. The Trump teddy was a nice touch, but I have no idea how deep into the cult you must be to consider buying Trump slippers. But I didn't want anyone to think I was here to make fun of them, so I figured maybe some feigned excitement and laughing at the talking Trump in the corner would do the trick.
Wow.
And when the other woman in the store laughed at something else the talking Trump said that wasn't funny, that confirmed it for me.
I'm so good at the military.
I'm in. Just to really buy myself some time looking around, I figured I'd throw some interest in getting a small gift or something for my girlfriend.
There's a few here. They're Christmas, Valentine's Day.
Let's make Christmas great again. Classic. And hey, copy-pasting Trump onto a Salt Bay themed card is pretty much as creative as I think these people are capable of.
Wow. I'm just trying to see. Let's make Christmas great again. All right, so we got big ones and we got small ones over
And we
here.
got the little ones here.
Thank you.
I think these are all Christmas here.
My girlfriend likes greetings cards all the time, so I feel like why not get her a nice one here?
Y'all remember that one time Trump got shot in the ear? Yeah, us too. Pick up some of your very own Trump-branded bandages. Make ouchies great again. Lord have mercy. But at this point is when another customer asked a question I struggled not to react to.
Sorry?
You have any Vans 28 merch yet?
No, not quite. We have Trump 28.
Nothing says I love America like going against the Constitution and installing a dictator. But I guess that clocks with the rewrite the rules shirt that I saw in the window.
Vans 28, not quite. I think it's a little bit too early.
But let's pause here to note some of the smaller things for sale at this table before we move on to the more unhinged things towards the back of the shop. We've got Trump badges, Trump pins, Trump bobbleheads, and pencil toppers, an assortment of Trump bumper stickers, Trump pens, and Trump magnets. If they don't call them magnets instead of magnets, I'm actually going to be really angry. Well, I'm angry. They're just called Trump magnets. You missed a trick. I truly don't know who is out here buying Trump-themed rubber duckies, but as I heard the clerk ring up some other customers, I noted just how much they were spending.
So we're looking at $100 and 95 cents.
Wow. Honestly, it really makes you think how much money China must be making manufacturing all of this. I think my cover is pretty solid at this point, so now I get to explore the rest of the store. I gotta say, there is a certain energy that these sorts of flags hanging on the walls exude. Flags with assault rifles on them, flags with the Punisher logo. It's like a hot topic for edgy teens that never mentally grew out of the 9th grade. Regardless of what the flag actually says, the message seems to be the same. It's meant to evoke some sort of fear. It's not necessarily meant to say, I'm in some sort of in-group, this is who I am. It's more, this is who I stand against. I was honestly surprised that I didn't see a Confederate flag for sale, especially considering I saw one proudly flying in National Park, New Jersey. The USA is so cooked. But hey, if the USA is cooked, let's at least make sure that we season it, right?
Liberal tears.
You got MAGA rib rub, Trump MAGA spices, Red Wave surf and turf seasoning. What exactly is in this bottle? Well, the website listing says, inspired by the energetic and dynamic spirit of the Red Wave movement, this seasoning captures the essence of American optimism and enthusiasm while delivering the burst of bold and savory taste. All yours for the bold and savory price of $19.95. Pay a 400% markup fee for a worse Old Bay seasoning just to stick it to those lips. Grab yourself some MAGA rib rub. It's a shame because it genuinely feels like they're trying to be caricatures of themselves, and they don't have any sort of awareness of it at all.
I think it's too late for these people.
And of course, no Trump store is complete without a hat collection featuring the classic fascist red.
Standard. Get the fight.
Or maybe a bedazzled edition.
Bedazzled.
Feast your eyes on the selection.
And that?
You've even got the new Trump 2028 hat. Get it while it's hot. And yes, we've got every Trump-related shirt you could ever want. Alligator Alcatraz? Yeah, that little experiment that was tried and failed. Well, now you can wear that shirt with pride, whatever that pride is in. But you don't just have to buy one of these for you or your partner. Let's let your kid join in on the fun. I heard Trump loves kids. You can get a onesie to show that your baby also supports a man who frequented Epstein Island. There really is no bar low enough. As I approached the counter, the large stack of Trump rubber duckies caught my eye next to all the fake money and poker chips. But the piece de resistance, a commemorative bullet, just like the one that glazed Trump's ear. Signed by the man himself. I mean, it must be at that price. Nothing says devotion like spending $30 on a mass-produced bullet in a velvet box. And as an added bonus, let's have a read of the online listing for this beautiful, treasured relic. This 45 to 47 caliber cartridge isn't just a piece of history, it's a declaration of strength, resilience, and the MAGA movement's commitment to restoring America. For those of you that have seen my video on how to instantly spot AI writing, you already know all of this is completely AI generated, so buy yourself a bullet today. It's the grift that keeps on giving. But at this point, I think I was done with the Trump store, so I headed back to my car to attempt to process my experience and just said the first things that were coming to mind.
You know what, guys? Oops. I'm gonna be honest. That was actually genuinely scary. I felt like I just had to keep smiling and be like, oh, it's a cult. It's so fascinating to have experienced that, especially because some people just walked in and spent $100 and they got a free gift. I went in just to the curiosity. I saw a sign that said Trump store at the next exit and I went, no way. Yes way.
I walked into that Trump store in Tennessee because I found the concept of a brick and mortar Trump store, a store dedicated to a politician who has so much, for better or for worse, about him, so fascinating. That not just that there can be merch that isn't even sold by the person himself, that doesn't actually financially benefit from the merch about himself, but that it can create enough commercialism and consumerism in the American public that shops open up selling like stuff related to him. That to me is so freaking interesting that there are people out there that would be like, oh, absolutely, I will buy all of this mess just to signal to others that I'm in this group. I just couldn't believe that it was real. And I needed to go inside to be like, what is this? I just can't imagine. And now I don't have to imagine because I went inside. What the hell is going on in America? It just feels like buying a Titanic merch 5 minutes before impact. I had a couple friends who, up until last year, were quite big fans of Russell Brand. They watched his videos, they attended his retreats, and they always made sure to get pics with him at every event they went to. They were very involved and had being a member of Russell Brand's brand a big part of who they were. Being a part of that group helped define them in some way. It helped signal to others what they valued in their lives. But then when the Russell Brand news came out with that Channel 4 documentary, they reasonably took a break from social media. The message I sent them afterwards wasn't laughing, it wasn't a gotcha, it was a simple, I really hope you're okay. It's the same thing I'd want to say to every millennial that got a Harry Potter tattoo, which is on their skin always. Being a part of something bigger than yourself is a very powerful feeling. And feeling like you're in the in-group with your peers also goes a long way to feeling acceptance on a personal and community level, which acts as a feedback loop, reinforcing your beliefs the more you identify with the group and the more the group reflects that feeling and identity back at you. Buying shirts, hats, or flags signals your commitment to the group to others, while branded spice rubs and rubber ducks and commemorative bullets, that signals something deeper. I feel like this is what someone gets to signal to themselves that they're still committed to this group, especially at times when maybe they're experiencing a bit of doubt. But regardless, no matter how deeply someone is involved within an in-group like this, there always is, for each person, some sort of line in the sand where their commitment will waver. And the more deeply entrenched someone is within this sort of group, the further away that line in the sand may go, and the further they end up falling when they inevitably break free. I know as an outsider to the group of people who would think to buy things at the Trump store, your line in the sand was reasonably many years ago. But for people who have made this their identity, I honestly don't know how long it will take for them to reintegrate into society. And when they do try to reintegrate, they'll likely be met not with compassion, but with mockery, which only pushes them back to where they came from. And I know, you might not want them to be back in society after everything that it feels like they've done. But the whole sports teamization of politics and life in general, where we focus more on what makes us different to other groups within our big group as opposed to what brings us together, is a big reason why America is the way it is right now, in my opinion. I don't have any solutions. I don't even live in the same country right now. But this recent visit to America was the first time I truly felt myself a full-on outsider to the country I grew up in, and without the want for that feeling to change. Visiting the States in the recent past usually had me feeling like a tourist, whereas this time I felt more like a foreigner, just with a lot of knowledge of the space. This has to do with my identity as well. You know what I mean? Like, my identity is someone who was born and raised in this country is now attached to what this country is currently going through. Regardless of where I am, where I end up, where I live, where I call my home, my identity is also wrapped up in this whole situation. So as much as I can go, oh, well, I don't live there anymore, it's still part of me. No matter how far I move, that's like, it's part of my identity. You know what I mean? And that's sad. It is sad. And so going in was almost like crossing my fingers. Like it can't be this far gone. And sadly, just coming to the conclusion that it's further gone than I expected. I've got a follow-up video in the works to this one with more of my observations of my recent trip to the States. I just feel like I need a bit more time to process things a bit, but I did shoot 5 other videos in the US this past week, so those should be hitting your subscription feeds soon enough. Thank you very much for watching. Please share your thoughts with me below, as it's just a strange world we live in at the moment, and, well, sometimes it's not so clear-cut. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you back on my channel next Sunday. Goodbye.